What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Rockets, Hits, and Heartbreaks. And we've got a hit to talk about today. I could not wait to come on the show and talk about the hit from Oaklawn Park last Sunday, I guess, at Oaklawn. Like I said, a big-time score for the Rockets, one of the biggest scores we've had. So let's waste no time. Let's do it. Let's get right to it. I'll take my banner off screen here, and I'll show you the ticket. So it was the late pick 5 on Sunday at Oaklawn Park, Super Bowl Sunday. So pretty nice, because I was backing the Chiefs as well in the betting, and so that turned out to be okay. But it didn't really matter after this Oaklawn hit what happened in the Super Bowl. You see here, $96 ticket. Got it up on the screen now. And it's like you see a lot of our tickets here for the Rockets are, a single in one leg and try to just spread in some of the other ones here. All week long, I was really frustrated because I would do well. I would go 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, and the single was losing. I just could not get a strong opinion home for much of the week. When that happens, I admit it. It was just it's just head scratching sometimes at how bad that my singles were running, and they weren't even hitting the board. And really frustrated coming into this. This was the last ticket on Sunday. Pretty much it went over on Sunday that day as well. Got some 4 out of 5s. We couldn't get that pick 5 home. Came to this one, and boy, this just worked out perfectly. And like I said, $96 ticket, and this was a lot of fun. So let's go through it. I'll put the ticket up on the screen, and I will bring up the results here, and we'll kind of go through what we were thinking on some of this. And this was, like I said, it was a lot of fun. All right, let's go. Oaklawn, race 5 to kick it off. We went 4 deep here, 1, 2, 7, and 10. And we'll talk about how we got there in a minute, but let's kind of recap what happened. Derby Day Lassie, the 1 horse, was the last horse on this ticket. And a matter of fact, we almost went 3 deep here and 4 deep in that last leg. And Derby Day Lassie would have been left off, but we didn't do it. I'll tell you why in a second, like I said, but thank God, the last horse on the ticket, it's a winner. It's a $17 winner, and it was by the skin of her teeth. She was way ahead and stopped in the stretch, but thankfully, one more jump she would have lost, but thankfully that one more jump didn't come, and she was able to hold on and win this one. And so we're off to a good start, but we got a winner in the first. I felt fortunate that we got through because we did not have the horse that finished second on the ticket. But now we're to the single, and I mentioned my singles had just been trash all week. You just could not get a damn one of them home, and so mad, like Wonder Wheel. I mean, how does she not win? And it was just that kind of week. And anyway, come to this, and this horse was 8-5 Whiskey Blue on the morning line. I thought it was a very logical horse to win. Obviously, singled the horse. Took no money. Was paid $8.80 to win. Was 3-1 or 5-2 the whole time. And I'm just scratching my head like I'm going to have another one that's just not going to run, because usually these Diodoro horses get bet if they're ready to run at Oaklawn. This horse absolutely aired in this spot. I mean, dominated it, and it was never in doubt. Made a huge move on the turn and just blew him out. This was a great feeling. Got lucky in the first leg. Last horse on the ticket wins just barely. The single does what a single should do, blow out the competition. Now we're talking. Now we're 4x4x3 heading into this thing. And so we knew we were alive to some pretty good prices, or a potential to have some pretty good prices. As we went on to the third leg here, no drama from us. We had the top 2 finishers here, but the 6 really was never in doubt. Another huge winner for Diodoro. This race was over pretty early. I thought this one was in the bag. So no stress about that one. And then we go on to the next leg here. Really no stress about this one, as Parody absolutely romped in the spot. I just thought this was a really impressive race for Parody. I think we'll see a stakes race next for her. Well, like I said, we'll talk about how we got there in just a second. So another one, not a lot of stress. Parody, pretty easy win. And then this was the kicker here. We're live to 3 horses, the 4, the 7, and the 9. The 7 is the biggest payout, and the 4 is the least payout. And then the 9 was, I think, like 2,000. The 4 was 1,000, and then the 7 is 4,700. And I thought the discrepancy in the prices was a little weird. I kind of like the 7. It was my second overall pick in the race. And boy, the 7 absolutely romps, makes another huge move on the turn for Diodoro. I stood straight up and I was just yelling, please, you made that huge move. Just have something in reserve for the stretch. And boy, the 7 did. She did. Totally just galloped out of there, just ran away from them. Boom, a big time payoff. 479. Like you said, a ticket cost here of only $96. And there is the payout. $4,727.10. So a big time score for the Rockets. And it was great. I had a subscriber who had subscribed for the first day on Sunday. He emailed me right after and said, boy, that wasn't too bad to hit for the first day you subscribed. Hit for 4,700. So congratulations to him. And congratulations to everybody to hit this. This was a lot of fun. And it's just one of those things. I'm sure that new subscriber was saying, this guy is crazy. Like, these are horrible tickets at Gulfstream earlier on the day, but got this one home at Oaklawn, and like I said, was just really thrilled to get this one. Also, I want to mention, we don't talk about pick fours a lot. $24 pick 4 ticket also cashes in the sequence for $707.35. So about $5,500 in total winnings if you played them both on a $96 ticket and a $24 ticket. So this is how you draw it up. And we talk on this show a lot when we miss and what happened and geez, just frustrating things. This is the total flip of that. This is when everything that you drew up and everything you did went right, including the last horse on the ticket winning a race and beating out a horse that you didn't have on your ticket. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that has to happen to hit these pick 5s like this. And then, you go into the last leg and you're live to 1,000 or you're live to 2,000 or you're live to 4,800 and the 4,700, sorry. And the $4,700 horse wins. It's just a combination of a lot of things that went right on that day. And that's what it takes. And that's why a lot of times you'll go through a little bit of a losing streak like I have been the last couple of weeks, really just haven't done all that well. And a lot of times you kind of start to question yourself. You just can't do that. You just have to realize when you're playing pick 4s and pick 5s, there's a lot of variance that's going to happen. And, we've seen it on this show. I've been doing it since this last summer. We started it during Saratoga. There are weeks I'm on here like everything went right. And there are weeks I'm on here I'm like, I felt like I handicapped it fine, but little things happened that ruined it. And one little thing can ruin a pick 4 or pick 5. So this was a situation where everything just went perfectly for us. All right, let's look at the past performances here. Skipped ahead here. We'll go to the 5th race to kick it off where we went 4 deep in this race to kick this thing off. So we went 1, 2, 7, and 10. We'll start with the 1. This is the horse that won the race. You look at the past performances here. This horse has blazing speed. And that was the big thing. On Arkansas bred with blazing speed, always kind of dangerous. 20K Arkansas bred. I refuse to leave the horse off the ticket at the end because I love horses with speed dropping down in class. I feel like the lower you go down the class level, the more speed becomes very dangerous. And I just felt we're dropping in class. I know we have been horrific in her first 2 races here at Oaklawn this year off the layoff. Got beat 30 links and an allowance, got beat 21 in a 30K claimer last time out. But I just felt like this horse is rounding back into form. We're dropping down in class. We're lone speed. You see up here on the pace projector, lone speed. I just felt like the horse would have that kind of trip. And she got way out in front. And thank God she did, because boy, they were coming at her quick down the stretch. But the lone speed angle there worked out. And it just, it was one of those things. We just smiled and we took it. So I was shaking my head the whole stretch, like, yeah, she's going to get caught. She's like 8 in front. She's going to get caught. But she didn't this time. Like I said, 20K claimers. You get out that far ahead, it's hard to run them down. The horse that almost ran our top, or not our top choice, but a horse on our ticket down was the 6, KJ's Pistol Annie. A horse that 2 back had won at this level. moved up last time out, got beat, but finished 6th, beating 6 lengths. I just couldn't quite get there. The speed figures have always been a little bit low for this horse. Couldn't quite get to her. Boy, she almost beat me. That wouldn't have been good at all. One horse that I'll mention, this was the top choice for us. And, I thought number 7, Betty Joe, winning at the 30K maiden claiming level last time out. Now we're at 20K for regular claimers. Pretty smart move. Thought she ran really well. Just, for an Arkansas bred, just couldn't quite get the job done. But keep an eye on her. We're going to be using her again, I'm sure, when she runs back. Not bad at all. So we'll go to the single here. This was the critical one. So race 6, 30K claimer going 1 mile. And we singled the number 9, Whiskey Blue. It was a situation of a couple things before I click on Whiskey Blue here. Wasn't thrilled about anybody in this field. I thought it was a fairly weak field overall. It felt to me like we need to play about 4 or 5 horses, or let's just single this one that we think kind of stands out, because the rest of this group left a lot to be desired. So we looked at the 9 pretty hard here. The biggest thing for me, the horse had been trained by Mark Glatt at Los Al, Santa Anita, Del Mar, the Southern California circuit. Been running at the 16K claiming level and been doing okay. Got a second here at Los Al, a second at Santa Anita. So been doing just fine. Nothing wrong with that. Diodoro has the horse now. In first race for Diodoro, we move it up to the 30K claiming level. I thought right there, that's a great sign. A lot of people look at class hikes, when they're jumping up in class, say, I don't know, it's going to be tough. But when I see guys like Diodoro who know the claiming game in and out do stuff like this, it definitely makes me go, okay, yeah, they're jumping up in class, but Diodoro really likes this horse. And we've got something figured out, whatever that might be. And that's kind of the way I was just like, you know what? He's moving this horse up double the claiming level. To me, it makes sense to try to single this horse. So we did right here. We got aggressive with this one and ended up working out. And the payout was $8.80. Like I said, see here, 8-5 morning line. And I thought deserved to be, obviously, singling the horse, and then went off at 3-1. So it's good to get that one home there. And now, like I said, we're 4 by 3 to end this thing. So 3, 4, 6, and 9 is what we went in this third leg, race 7. $50,000 maiden claiming for 3-year-olds. Going a mile on the 16th. It's another Diodoro winner. This horse we had on top as well. Tried the debut race at a maiden special weight level. It wasn't good whatsoever, but you're dropping down in class. You've got the top jock aboard. I just felt the 6 Profound Impact would run much better second time out here for Diodoro. Also, not a huge work guy, but you do kind of see down here in the workouts, after that race, the horse kind of woke up, had a couple of really strong works. I just kind of felt like it was going to run a lot better, obviously in the right class. So the 6 was definitely a use for us. Also a top pick on the website as well. So it was good to see that come in as well. The number 9, the Bookkeeper, we did use that horse as well. Same kind of thing, dropping down in class. Horse had shown some decent races against main special weight company as well. So we thought the 9 was definitely one you needed to use. Ended up running third, but then got moved up to second because of a disqualification of the 2 horse, who ended up crossing the wire second, but they moved down to third. The 2 was a horse we did not use. First-time starter for Kenny McPeak. Ran pretty good. You might want to stable that one up. The 2 Southern Sunset. You might want to put a stable note by that one. Pretty green in the stretch, obviously, getting disqualified. But this horse showed talent, and I think next time out, that's one you're going to want to look for. So Southern Sunset, never really threatened the winner, but could have beaten us that day, if we would have had some bad luck. We used the 3, hard to come by. Kind of the same thing, drop down in class and improve. Thought second time at the level might be the ticket for that one. And then we also used the 4, running first off the claim. So here's another example. Carl Broberg claims the horse for $30,000. First races at $50,000. Broberg's another guy. He plays the claiming game. It was just a situation where, I feel like we have to use this horse. Sometimes, they'll claim a horse for 30, and the next time out they're in for 20. And a lot of people will go, oh, that's a class drop. That's going to be great. That's what the horse needs. Yeah, but it also means the new trainer doesn't like that horse very well. And so when it's a good claiming trainer, I like it when they jump up in class like this, hence why we used the 4 in this spot. Didn't work out there, but it did work out in the race before. All right, let's go to the 8th race. It was the feature, an allowance going 5.5 furlongs here for the fillies and mares. And again, we went 4 deep. Thought this was a really wide open race. We went 1, 3, 4, and 7. Little Grazin was a horse we toyed with, maybe going Little Grazin and Parity, and that's it. We thought she would run pretty good after obviously 5 straight victories, moving up the class ladder. And that's why I said, let's kind of take a pause. Starter allowance to open allowance is a big difference. And, you know, it ended up being a big difference for this horse. Didn't run all that well here in this spot. You know, it wasn't, I just think the class kind of got her a little bit, but we did use the horse. The horse ends up winning is Parity. This was a 3-year-old taking on older horses. They wanted to run this horse the Dixie Belle, scratched out of that race to get to this race. Previously trained by Bob Baffert, back with Rudy Brissett. Rudy Brissett started with the horse, got a win. Then they sent the horse to Baffert, a couple of losses, and now we're back with Rudy. I guess Rudy's got the magic touch. This horse blew him out. And yet another top pick for the website as well. So this was just a bang-up day at Oaklawn leading into the Super Bowl. But the number 4 Parity, an easy winner here. I thought she ran very well. We also, you know, she was with 3-year-old facing older. We were a little bit worried, so we used a couple of other horses too. Violent Point, a horse that we thought might get on the lead from the rail. Sometimes those horses for Diodoro get on the lead and the rail, and they're tough to pass. So, you know, we use that horse as well. And we also used the 3 Pistol. Had been running, you know, at this level and hadn't been too bad. This race right here, not too bad. An allowance race at Oaklawn, going 6 furlongs, only got beat a length and a half. This trainer, Thomas Van Berg, sometimes can jump up and beat you with a little bit of a price. So we want to get Pistol involved as well. So Parity gets it done. We're to the last leg, and we're at 3 deep with 4, the 7, and the 9. I'll leave the 7 for last. The 4 was an interesting one, obviously, dropping down in class big time. Stakes Company, last time out, 2 races back in an allowance, dropping down to that starter allowance ranks. Just felt like she was the horse to beat here. And really, going into this last leg, thought she was going to win and thought we'd get 1,100 for the payout, which we would definitely take. But, you know, I really thought she would romp. Maybe not romp. That's probably too strong. I really thought she'd look pretty good in this race. Bet down to 7-5, and I don't remember even where she finished. Was she third? Yeah, I thought she was fourth. She got third in that one, but it was a non-threatening third. She was way back, and this really never made a threatening run towards the winner. The 9 Tipsy Gal, another one dropping down in class. This was kind of a tough read, maybe. Claimed 2 races back by Broberg, moved right up into a stakes race, got 4th, beaten 8, really didn't run all that well. Now we're going to start our allowance. I just felt like this was like, yeah, this is probably the right class. You know, you claim for 20 and you want to protect. Well, starter allowance would be good. Stakes probably a little too ambitious for Broberg there, but you know, Tipsy Gal didn't run very well again in this spot. So I don't know, maybe we'll just have to see where she's spotted next, see if we play her back. Finally, the number 7, Jabella. This was another horse coming from Delta in allowance races. I thought that the key was if it was another allowance at Oaklawn, probably outclass him, but a starter allowance at Oaklawn and an open allowance at Delta, it's similar. So, you know, I've been running pretty well at those levels at Delta, and then Evangeline won at that level. So really consistent horse. Felt really good using the horse. Ramsey Zimmerman, a jockey that, you know, is back here in 2013. We had not seen him since 2017 or 2023. He's back in 2023, I should say. Haven't seen him since 2017. A lot of maybe newer fans probably haven't heard of this guy. There was a time he was a pretty darn good rider back in that 15, 16, and 17, and a lot of good trainers used him, so was not surprised when Diodoro kind of used him a little bit on this card. So Ramsey Zimmerman aboard really didn't you know, sway me too much there. And listen, this horse made a humongous move on the turn, and that was it. Just absolutely dominated him down the stretch. Got the job done. Like I said, this was the biggest payout we had, and boy, it was a lot of fun to watch this horse romp down the stretch, and never really had to worry about this one. And like I said, the payoff, $4,727.10 on a $96 ticket. We will take it. Very, very happy about that one. So that's kind of how we got there. You know, like I say on this show all the time, things have to go right. And everything has to go right to hit a pick five. Everything. One little mishap and it's over. So everything went right. The decisions we made worked out, and we got paid very, very well for it. So got a big week coming up. We're going to go fairgrounds pretty heavy this week, actually. So we've got the Risen Star card on Saturday. We're actually going to do fairgrounds Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. So if you like fairgrounds, we're going to have those available every day this week. We also will have every day of Gulfstream Park, and we'll have every day of Oaklawn Park. So obviously, we're going to go back to Oaklawn. So Gulfstream, Fairgrounds, and Oaklawn, that's what we're going to cover this weekend. You might say, well, why aren't you doing Santa Anita? I'm having a hard time at Santa Anita figuring out what's going on with that track. It's playing tough right now. I'm going to take a week from Santa Anita off. I'm going to reevaluate things. I know it's a popular track, but I'm gonna just take a week off and kind of reevaluate Santa Anita before I go back there, because I'm just not doing very well there, and I don't want to sell a product that I don't have confidence in. And after last week, it's just some weird results, some things sometimes you go 3 out of 5, and it's like even you went 3 out of 5, it's like I was close. Or you go 4 out of 5, and it's like something dumb happened. But Santa Anita, if you're going like 1 or 2 out of 5, you kind of need to stop and reevaluate. That's what I'm going to do. So take a week off from Santa Anita. The 3 tracks will be Gulfstream all week, Oaklawn all week, and Fairgrounds all week long. That's what we'll be covering on the Rocket. So that being said, thanks so much, everybody, for watching this video. Thanks for joining us for another week. We'll be right back here next week talking about what we did right and what we did wrong. Hopefully it's more right than wrong as we kind of try to get hot the later part of February. All right, guys, thanks, everybody, for watching this one, and we'll see you next week.
RacingDudes.com is your home for the best free picks for every race, every track across the country. We're ramping up for the 2023 Kentucky Derby, and we want you to join us in the fun. Subscribe to Racing Dudes YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Want to make money betting horses? Bet with the Racing Dudes.